Hey guys, welcome back to another sports stuff video. I'm going to be talking today about the 2024 offseason and a couple of trades I think might happen within the NFL. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I post next. Let's get into it. So number one that I think might happen is I think Justin Jefferson will get traded from the Minnesota Vikings. And the team I think would be most likely to land him and pay the Vikings what they're going to ask for, which is going to be extremely high in value, is the Carolina Panthers. You know, they've been saying they want to trade for a wide receiver one all season. They want to sign one. They traded away DJ Moore. They need a bona fide wide receiver one. Why not trade for one of the best in the league who's about to become available? Justin Jefferson to the Carolina Panthers, I think, is something that is definitely going to be talked about. And what I propose is two different trades. We either have Brian Burns, a 2025 first, and a 2024 third, or a 2025 first, a 24 second, and a 25 second. So let me explain why. So either in the Justin Jefferson trade, you had to trade away a premier pass rusher in Brian Burns, so that equates to about a first round value, another first round pick in 2025, and in this year third for Justin Jefferson, which I don't think is an overpay because, you know, Brian Burns is probably asking for league changing money because he has the leverage. You know, the Rams offered 2 firsts and a second round pick for Brian Burns. So I think that Brian Burns does hold the value of a first round pick and he wants to make a contract. I just don't see the Panthers, you know, giving him that money. They'd rather focus on developing this offense with Bryce Young and obviously Justin Jefferson. Or instead of Brian Burns being a first round value, you say a 2025 first still, but you up that 2024 third to a second and offer a 25 second. So the reason that I don't have another first round pick is because since the Panthers don't have a first round pick in 2024, that 2024 second and 2025 second are more valuable because they're going to be worse than if they had a 2024 first. You know, they're not going to have one of the blue chip prospects from this year. So unless they do really well in free agency and later throughout the draft, which they've not been able to do the last couple of years, I do believe that 2024 second is as valuable as, you know, a first round pick next, you know, in 2026, because, you know, this year, you know, it's in the top 3 picks of the second round. You don't know what they're going to look like in 2026, but you know that this is pick 32, 33, or 30, or 33, 34, 35. You know, I think that's more valuable than potentially having a high 2026 pick. Hence, you're willing to give up Brian Burns just to move that 2024 pick to a second and get a second round pick in 25. So let's say they do trade, whatever the trade is, whatever one you want to do. They do the trade. What is the contract going to look like for Justin Jefferson? I have it, as you can see down below. I have it as a 4-year deal. Obviously 2024 is his 5th-year contract, so it doesn't really matter what that number says. But what matters is obviously is the numbers after it. I believe that is an $83 million deal, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that? No, that can't be. 35,200,000 plus 37,700,000 plus 38,200,000 plus 40,200,000. Sorry, I did have that numbers wrong. It is a 4-year, $151 million deal. As you can see, by far the highest paid wide receiver in the league. Base salary gets all the way up to $35 million, but with that $26 million signing bonus, which is all record money, all record base salary, all record signing bonus. Obviously, the guaranteed salary is going to be, what, $87 million, nearly 50% of it's, like 55, 60% of it guaranteed, which is about bang on average for NFL contracts. That cap number is 35, 37.7, 38, and $40 million for a wide receiver of Justin Jefferson's value. I think that all sides of this win. That's the thing you have to go into these mock trades and signing deals for. You have to remember, everything in the NFL, you know, it has to be a partnership in trades and contract negotiations. Everyone's got to win. You know, unless a team is just selling, trying to get rid of players, everyone has to win. Justin Jefferson wins in this deal, gets the richest contract outside of a quarterback, probably in NFL history, especially in guaranteed money. The Carolina Panthers get their wide receiver one for the next 4 years for Bryce Young. And the Vikings either get 3 high draft picks or a premier pass rusher and 2 high draft picks. Everyone wins in this in this trade. And that's what you need to remember as we go forward to the rest of these mock trades. So, as it boils down, the Carolina Panthers get Justin Jefferson for the next 4 years. Justin Jefferson gets his money and to be a wide receiver 1 for a young developing quarterback that has a lot of upside. And the Vikings, they have to get a lot of draft picks to help with this rebuild, or they get a premier pass rusher, a lot of draft picks, and they're able to flip Brian Burns. If they don't want to sign him to an extension, they can flip Brian Burns for even more. So, moving on, we have Budda Baker to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, Budda Baker is obviously on the Cardinals. The Cardinals, it really depends on what they're going to do in this year's draft. Are they going to trade Kyler Murray? Are they going to trade out of the first or second overall pick? What are they going to do? If they keep Kyler Murray, I think this trade is a little less likely. But if they do trade Kyler Murray, I think Budda Baker is absolutely on the move. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, their defense has not been the best, especially that back four. The front seven's doing okay, but that back four is just not. That secondary is really struggling this year. Tyson Campbell's obviously doing what he can, but Budda Baker to the Jacksonville Jaguars would be very good for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jags give up a 2024 third, a 2025 fourth for Budda Baker, and a 2024 fifth. So, basically, in 2025, the Cardinals move up to the 4th round for giving up a 5th round pick this year. And Budda Baker, they also get a third. So the Cardinals, they obviously move off, Budda Baker's $17 million next year, plus that extension he's going to want. The Jaguars, they give up a day 2 pick, and a day 3 pick, early day 3 pick next year. I guess in 2 years, actually. In 2 years to get Budda Baker for the next 4 years. I think that is a win-win for those two teams. And for Budda Baker, he obviously gets that big-time extension he really wants. 3 years, about $70 million for a safety. He's very talented. When Budda Baker is playing, man, he's very, very talented. Gets a $10 million signing bonus. Yet again, it is the highest paid safety in the league, but it's not the highest guarantees or highest signing bonus. But cap hit is the highest paid safety in the NFL. And the Jaguars obviously get a premier safety to help out that secondary who's still young and developing. So, Budda Baker gets the money, gets to go play for a contender in the AFC, a perennial. This division is ours, play with Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars get a premier safety who is a thumper, run stopper, amazing coverage, just a guy to help lead their defense for the next 4 years. And the Cardinals get off, Budda Baker's money. They also get a day 2 pick and a high day 3 pick. They can help to redo this rebuild. Win, win, win all the way around. Next up, we have Davante Adams to the New York Jets. Yes, I know, Nick, this is not going to happen. Again, mock trades. Just if Davante Adams asks for a trade, where is he going to go? The only landing spot in my eyes is the New York Jets. They're in need of another wide receiver. Obviously, Garrett Wilson is holding down the fort at wide receiver 1. But imagine Garrett Wilson and Davante Adams for Aaron Rodgers. That'd be amazing. Now, what is it going to cost the Jets? A 2024 third and a 2025 first. Now, the reason it's not a 2024 first is because technically with Aaron Rodgers not playing 65% of the snaps this year, the Jets do not give up their 2024 first to the Green Bay Packers. So they're going to keep their first round pick, but because that pick was conditional, they now lose their second round pick. So the 2024 second round pick goes to the Packers. The Jets still have their first round pick this year. I don't think they trade that pick this year. I think they're more willing to trade next year's first and a third round pick this year and keep this first round pick this year, draft the offensive lineman to help that offense. That's what I would do if I'm Joe Douglas of the Jets. I believe it's Joe Douglas. If I'm Joe Douglas, I'm more willing to give up a first round pick this year and all of our day 2 picks this year to keep that first round, draft the offensive lineman, good to go. And Davante Adams, there's 2 ways that Davante Adams could join this team. So, if he does not want to change anything about his contract, absolutely nothing changes. The top picture is his cap number. 17.5, 36, 37. Or Davante Adams could do what Aaron Rodgers did and restructure his contract. So, what Davante Adams could do is take $10 million off his base salary in 25 and 26, convert that into a signing bonus, which every single NFL team in the league does now. They convert base salary into signing bonuses, convert that 20 into a signing bonus, add 2 void years to stretch out that bonus in his contract. Then, renegotiate his guaranteed salary to where in 2025 it's 15 million and 26 is 10 million. So instead of having only 1 year of guaranteed money left, it basically now solidifies he's in New York for 3 years. Solidify, like it's solid. He will be there for 3 years. Nothing we can do about it. He will be there for 3 years. He has the guaranteed money he wants. He's with Garrett Wilson, with Aaron Rodgers. This team can now, for the next 2-3 years, go all in. This is an all-in move for the New York Jets. Again, obviously, a lot of numbers I just threw at you guys. I understand it because all I do is I love doing contracts. I love doing, this kind of stuff. I love over the cap so much. I love figuring out how it would work. Obviously, $25 million is about 40% of his remaining contract, but you're in a winning situation to where you might be able to win a Super Bowl. You can pitch Davante Adams on that second contract, on the second picture, that restructure. We lower your base salary $10 million a year. We convert it into a signing bonus, so you get $4 million bonus for the rest of the year, a roster bonus. We guaranteed $25 million of the remaining $60 million in that restructure. Do you say yes? Yes or no? Okay, if it's no, we'll come back to the table, but this is my initial offer. So the Jets, they get that dynamic wide receiver opposite of Garrett Wilson to help Aaron Rodgers, because we've seen they invested a lot of money at wide receiver in the offseason, and none of them worked out. Aaron Rodgers gets Davante Adams. Davante Adams gets Aaron Rodgers in a winning situation, and the Raiders get a 2024 third and a 2025 first to help this rebuild that they're about to undertake in this upcoming few seasons. And the Jets keep their 2024 first to hopefully draft the offensive lineman to help this offensive line protect Aaron Rodgers next year. Next up, we have Brian Burns to the Detroit Lions. So for the last year or two, I said the Lions should trade for one of those premier top 20 pass rushers, and this is the year I think they're going to do it. So to get Brian Burns on the Detroit Lions, I think they're going to get a 2024 first and a 2025 third for Brian Burns and a 24 for a fourth round pick. So basically, the Panthers, instead of getting the 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick for Brian Burns at the Rams offer, they still get a first. They still get a day 2 pick. I think Brian Burns' value has dropped a lot. He hasn't had the best year this year, and obviously you got to sign him to a massive extension already. I just don't see them getting 2 firsts and a second like the Rams offered them. You still get a first, you still get a third, and you give up Brian Burns and a fourth. I don't think it's a bad move for the Panthers. They move off Brian Burns, get more draft capital, help build this team out. The Lions get that premier pass rusher opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, and you have all those depth pieces that are currently playing. Yes, you give him a massive contract, but Brian Burns is now on a winning team for 5 years. Going over the money, we got, what is that? It's a 5-year, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 5-year, $140 million deal. Which I don't think is outlandish for a Brian Burns pass rusher. It is not the highest cap hit in the league. I believe he'd be number 3 in money. I think he's number 4 in guaranteed. I remember when I did all this money, I guess this salary stuff, I looked at Spot Rack, saw all the contracts. I believe he's number 4 in guaranteed salary overall for pass rushers, and he's number 3 in cap hits. So he's beneath Nick Bosa, beneath Myles Garrett in cap hits, but he's also beneath who's the other one? He's also beneath I'm trying to remember, Von Miller as well in cap number. Higher than Montez Sweat, higher than Max Crosby, but below the top 3 guys. So I think Brian Burns will say yes immediately. I think the Panthers would have to think about it, say, you know what, let's cut our losses. Brian Burns doesn't want to be here. He's not going to sign with us. Let's just trade him. And the Lions get that guy opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. This defense is officially ready to go. This offense is ready to go. Let's go all in and try and win a Super Bowl in the next year or two. Finally, the last one of today's video. I think that this is more like a homecoming. The Philadelphia Eagles, I think they have a bad problem with depth. And I think behind Dallas Goedert, you got a bunch of Behind A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, you got a bunch of Why not go out and get a receiving tight end who loves the team, loves the city, is a city legend, and you need that depth piece and a roster, and then just like a locker room guy. Zach Ertz to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 2024 6th round pick. So I think it makes sense. I mean, the Arizona Cardinals, they have Trey McBride. He's been pretty decent this year. I think Trey McBride, you know, he may not be the franchise tight ends, but I definitely think he's good enough to where he deserves to be the tight end one for an entire season. And Zach Ertz, same thing. He wants to try and win one more Super Bowl. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles would do this. I think Zach Ertz would want this. I think the Cardinals would do it as well. You trade a guy who's about to retire any day now for a free 6th-round pick. And then with the Philadelphia Eagles, if you want to convert his salary, you can. Otherwise, he has a $10 million cap hit in 2024, $8 million base salary, $2,000 roster bonus. You can convert that, save $2 million, make it a base salary of $5 million, convert that base salary into a signing bonus, $1 million roster bonus with that $2 million non-proliferated already, and then $8 million cap hit instead of a $10 million. You save $2 million on the cap. Boom. You get Zach Ertz for $8 million, basically. I think everyone would be okay with this. The Cardinals get a free 6th-round pick. The Eagles get one of their franchise legends back, and Zach Ertz can try and go and win one more Super Bowl. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification button to be notified when I post next. If you want to see more of these, fun math, right? Like this is the type of math that I love. I love figuring out, hey man, what are these guys going to sign for? Guaranteed salary percentage of the contract, signing bonus, especially when you have to convert base salary into signing bonus. How do you make it work? So going over it again, some mock trades I have. Justin Jefferson to the Carolina Panthers, Budda Baker to the Jags, Devontae Adams to the Jets, Brian Burns to the Lions, and Zach Ertz to the Philadelphia Eagles. If you did enjoy, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace and bye.